Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, December 1st. I don't know why I'm checking the date as if I didn't know that it was the 1st of December because it's a holiday today. And yeah, so today obviously, like I said, it's a holiday. I did not work, and actually this week I'm only working 2 days, which is great. I feel like all weeks should be like that. And I'm only working Tuesday and Wednesday because Thursday and Friday I'm taking those days off. So this is gonna be an extremely short week. It was already short because today is a holiday, but mine is gonna be extra short. And then next Monday is also a holiday. So that's also great. So next week will also be a short week. But yeah, this one will be extra short. But on those 2 days, I have so much to do. So yeah, it's gonna be packed in those 2 days, but at least it's going to be just those 2 days. And then on Thursday I'm actually traveling. I'm going to Madeira, and I'm going to be there from Thursday to the Monday of the next week. So I am very excited for that, which probably means that I won't be reading as much as in a normal week, but I do want to read I never remember the title of that book. I don't know why. I remember the title of the first book. I remember the title of the second book, but I never remember the title of the third and last book of the series. Is The Trials of Empire, which is like I said, third and last book in the Empire of the Wolf series. And I read the first book a year and a half ago, maybe, and I read the second. I finished it yesterday. So I want to, just read the third right after I read the second, because I spent so long between the first and the second that there were so many things that I had forgotten. So I want to take advantage that the second book is very fresh on my mind and read the third. And currently I'm reading nothing because I finished that book yesterday, last night, and that was the only thing that I was reading. So I'm currently not in the middle of anything. So I will start that book either today or at some point during the week. And I also want to start reading, since we are in December, I want to start reading my horror Christmas books, and I have quite a few downloaded and ready to go. And yeah, I feel I didn't really want to start before December because it's not I'm in the Christmas mood now, but I definitely would not have been before December. So I feel now it's acceptable for me personally to start Christmas seeing. So yeah, I want to read some of those. Maybe I will read something on the plane, although it's a 2-hour flight. It's not I'm gonna be reading that much if I do read anything. But yeah, and today, like I said, it's a holiday. I'm at home. I went on a run. I went to my grandma's house, and that is literally all that I did. And I ate quite a lot, and I slept, and that was literally everything that I've done today, and I love that for me. And I do still need to go to back to my place because I do work tomorrow, so I do need to still do that. It is currently 6:13, so I leave at around 9-ish probably. So yeah, I need to still go pack my things and get everything ready and go. And yeah, this week I definitely have a lot more plans than I usually do, because usually it's just a work week, 5 days, and then 2 days where I either stay at my place and hang out with my friends, or come back to my hometown and hang out with my parents. But this week there are more things going on, which I'm excited about. And yeah, that's all I think that I had to tell you in this intro, and welcome to the vlog. Okay, so it is Wednesday, but like of the following week, because I was actually gonna update you on like last Wednesday, but it was like the day before my flight, so I had to pack, and it was like already midnight or past midnight, and I still hadn't packed, so I was like, maybe I should just, pack, focus on that. And by the time I finished packing, like I was way too tired, and so I didn't update. And then clearly I didn't film anything while I was on my holiday, like I never really do, because I don't like, filming when there are people around me. I feel very awkward, and I didn't really have like any time alone. So yeah, I didn't film, but it was very fun. It was very tiring as well. I am so tired right now. I still have not recovered. Like we came back on Monday, like we got back like at 11:30 p.m. ish, and like I got home at like midnight pretty much, and like I still have not recovered. It was very tiring. Like we went on Thursday at like our flight was, our flight was supposed to be at like noon, but then they were like, we showed our boarding passes, our IDs, we walked out of the airport, like the building. We were outside standing in front of the airplane, and then the plane that we thought was like for us just started going away, and we were like, okay, that's weird. And then we were like waiting. It was really, really, really cold. It was so windy, it was so cold, and we kept waiting outside. And then I get an email saying your flight is delayed, and I was like, how weird. And then someone came outside to tell us that our flight was in fact delayed, and we had to go back inside because there was like a technical problem with the plane. So we had to wait for like that company's like next plane to get there, so we could take that plane instead. And basically, I guess like all of the flights of that day were like delayed until the next plane because of our plane that had a technical problem. So we went like an hour and a half later, I think, something like that. And yeah, then we got there, we ate something because we were starving. And with we, I mean me and my dad, because my mom was there already because she went there for like work. And then we would like walk around a little bit, then we will have dinner together. And then on Friday, my mom was still at her conference, and so me and my dad were like walking around, and we walked that day 29 kilometers, which was absolutely insane. And then on Saturday, my mom was at the conference, but only in the morning, because it was like it finished at lunchtime on Saturday. And so in the afternoon, we were all like traveling together, exploring together. And then Sunday, we actually went to Porto Santo, which is like another island there. And we had to wake up at like 6, which is not for me. It's just really not for me. Like going to bed at 6, absolutely fine to do it, no problem. Like even right now that I feel like absolutely exhausted, I could stay awake easily until 6 a.m. like no problem. Waking up at 6 though, that is certainly a problem. But yeah, we had to wake up at 6 because the boat, like we had to be at the boat at like 7:30, I think. And so we had to like leave the hotel at 7. And I mean, technically I woke up at 6:30, but it's still crazy early. And yeah, so we went to the other island, and it was a lot of fun as well. Like I had already been there before, like both islands, but it was very fun. And it was like actually such a nice day. We like actually went to the beach, like we went to the sea, because it was such a nice day. And like here it's wintry, it's rainy, it's cold, it's gray, it's terrible. And the island, like there, great weather. Like all of the days, it was very sunny and like pretty hot all of the days. But like that day in that island, it was great. And also like the beach there is really good. Like in Porto Santo, the beach is really good. In Madeira, the beaches are not good because they're like just rocks. They're not like, they don't have sand, they just have rocks. And also they're very like steep. You get to the sea and then suddenly just like a huge drop. And in Porto Santo is not like that. You have like sand and a huge like space that you can just walk into the sea, and it doesn't drop like suddenly. You can go really far. And yeah, it was great. Then we also like, drove around the island, and that was like way smaller. So we basically saw like the entire island. And then on Monday, we basically still had the whole day there because we like our flight was at 9:30 at night, so we still had the whole day. So we explored the rest of Madeira basically. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, but it was very tiring. And like in the last day, we went into like the highest point, and I had never been there actually. And we like walked, basically like we hiked up a mountain basically to get to the highest point, and that was very hard. And the weather there was like at that mountain was not great. It was very windy, it was very humid. At one point it was almost like raining, or actually raining. So yeah, that was actually really hard, and it was the last thing we did before going to the airport, and that just made me very tired. I thought I was gonna be like, my legs were gonna be really sore yesterday, but actually they were fine, nothing hurt, so that was great. But yeah, it was long. It was like a 2-hour hike, basically just going up and down stairs basically, and like ramps. So that was really tiring, but it was very fun. And yeah, we got back on, like I said, Monday night, and then yesterday and today I just went to work as usual, except for the part that we had our like Secret Santa draw, and like people go crazy for Secret Santa at my lab. So things are already crazy today. And I already got my first gift actually, and it was really cute. I got a pen that I don't have here because I left it there, but it has like a gingerbread man, like a plushie, and like on top, and it's like really cute. And I also got like this bookmark, which is so cute as well, like absolutely loved it. And yeah, that's I think all that has happened since I first started this vlog, I think. And I've read some books. So I read The Trials of the Empire, and I read 2 Christmas horror books, but I don't really want to go like too much in depth into those because I'm filming like a video for that. But I read Candy Cane Kills Again, which is the sequel of Candy Cane Kills, which I read last year for like around Christmas time as well. And basically in the first book, we're following some characters who like rented a house to spend like the Christmas Eve at. And then they learned that that house was like the site of a massacre, and like the house burned down, and like Candy Cane was the one responsible for it. And then Candy Cane appears again, and they have to basically survive. And the second book is like following the aftermath of that. So we're following like those survivors and steal Candy Cane and see Candy Cane getting like their revenge on people who really wronged them in the past. I liked it basically as much as the first one. It was definitely less like focused on Christmas, but it was very gory. It was also very sad. But yeah, I liked it. And yeah, that's the first one. Then I read that like before my trip. And then this second one I actually read yesterday, and it was 12 Days of Christmas Horror, I think. Something like that. And it was a collection of short stories, and they were all, focused on Christmas, obviously. Either like Christmas traditions, Christmas like known stories, but obviously like with a twist. And I really like the first short stories, like the few first ones, and I really like the last few ones. The ones in the middle I didn't love as much. They were just okay. And there was one that was like divided into 3 parts, and that one like I was really invested to keep following as well. And overall, like, it was a very fun time. I didn't absolutely love every single one of the short stories, but overall I had a good time. And The Trials of Empire, I started like before my trip. I listened to like the audiobook, I think, while I was on my way to the airport in the subway. And then I didn't read like anything at all during my trip, like not a single page, didn't listen to a single word, nothing. But then yesterday, I actually finished that, and I was like at the cell culture for like around 2 hours. So I was just listening to that. And I actually got out of work so late yesterday because like someone from our lab was, defending her master thesis. And like technically it ended around 4-ish, but then we were just like, there hanging out with her, taking photos. And so I just went into the cell culture at 5. And so I just left at 7, which is definitely later than I usually leave. But I just, I need to get it done. And I actually finished listening to the audiobook while I was there at the cell culture. Honestly, like it finished just as I was finishing at the cell. So it was perfect timing. And so that was the third and last book in the Empire of the Wolf series. And so basically, I don't even know like how to talk about this without spoiling everything, because it's the last book in the series. But we follow, in the beginning of the series, you start following 3 characters. And so we have Von Volt, who is a justice, and he basically makes sure that the laws of the Empire are being followed. And if not, he can just, act as judge, executioner, all of it. And then we have Helena, who is basically his apprentice. And we have Bressinger, who he used to be a soldier. And, as the series progresses, as the book progresses, there is like a enemy that they have to fight, and they basically have to, save the Empire. And we see a lot about the magic of that world, and even like other places of existence, and like the gods. And I really liked it. This last book was definitely my favorite out of the 3. The first 2 I gave 4 stars, and this last one I think I'm gonna give it 4.5. And yeah, it was definitely very intense. I really, really liked to see like all of the magic. Like when I started the series, I definitely didn't imagine characters ending up like how they ended up, but I actually liked it. So yeah, I'm happy with how it ended, and I had a lot of fun. I was also very stressed at times. And I know that there is like a series after this one set in the same world, I think like 200 years after or something like that. And I definitely I think there's only 1 book out currently, and the second one will come out next year. I think, I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely want to read those as well, because I do really like this world and the magic. And yeah, that is what I have read. And today, this morning, I started Nos for A2, which is like for my Christmas horror books. Although I don't really think this is a Christmas horror book, but it's a horror book. And there is something called Christmas Land. And it was something that I was already interested in reading. And like when I looked up Christmas horror books, this was actually on the list. So I was like, why not? And I am 16% in, but like, I know that there is like some guy that kidnaps kids and takes them to this supposed place called Christmas Land. And we are following like many different POVs already. And that's all I've gotten so far. And like, only when I started listening to the audiobook did I realize that like the title is supposed to sound like Nosferatu. Because like for me, like when I read it in my head, it didn't. But then like when I read the title out loud, I was like, oh, okay. Like now at the point that I'm at, like it has already been mentioned that this is like a license plate. Clearly, someone like the owner of the car did say that it was supposed to sound like Nosferatu. And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm reading that, and I'm definitely intrigued. I'm not like loving it yet, but I'm only 16% in. But so, but this is like very long. This is like around 600 pages, I think. Oh, it's actually around 700. It's 692. So that is a very long book. It will take me some time to get through. And I'm just trying to read as many Christmas horror books as I can. So maybe like reading a massive one wasn't the best choice. But like I said, this was already like on my TBR before this video. I decided to just go with it. I think that is all I had to say. I've been talking for 16 minutes. So I should just stop. And yeah, I need to go wrap my gifts for my Secret Santa, because I need to, take them with me tomorrow. I mean, I will probably only take one, because it's not like I have that much space in my backpack. But yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to keep reading this, and I will talk to you probably like Friday after I go back to my parents' house, because tomorrow I will have nothing to say. I will just be reading this. So yeah, probably Friday or Saturday. And on Saturday, like I do have to film another video, so maybe Saturday. Not entirely sure, but hopefully either Friday or Saturday. So it is Saturday night because yesterday I was so tired that I did not feel like filming. And then today, during the day, I actually didn't end up filming anything because I was like out of the house the whole day. So I didn't really have the time. And so I didn't film my video that I wanted to film. So I will film it tomorrow. And obviously also didn't film any other of my updates for anything. So I'm doing all that now. And like the other video I will do tomorrow because I need, more like a better lighting at least. And so I read a Christmas horror short story that was called Christmas with the Dead, I think. And basically, we were following a guy whose name I already don't remember because I never remember characters' names. And it was very short, it was like 20 pages. And he basically was trying to, celebrate Christmas in a town where he's the only, alive person. Everyone else is a zombie. Like, there has, the apocalypse has happened, and everyone around him has turned into a zombie, either, when it happened or, in the following months. And he's the only, as far as he knows, and as far as I know, living person. And he, really wants to celebrate Christmas. He wants to get the decorations, get some food, celebrate, and we see him brave the outside to go to the store to get all the Christmas things, and how he has to deal with the zombies. And it was pretty short, so I can't really say much more than that. But I really liked it, actually. I thought it was very fun, very creepy, definitely Christmassy, and at the end it was kind of cute as well. So I really liked it. I just wish, honestly, that there was more of it. But then I saw that there is a movie called Christmas with the Dead, so I'm assuming it's based on this short story. So maybe I can watch that because I want more of this story because I was having a lot of fun. It's just it's just very short, so there's not much for me to absolutely love and get absolutely invested. But if I had more time with this character, I probably would be really invested in his story and really like it. But yeah, I still had fun. And for Nos 482, I am 71% in. And yesterday, I got through a lot of it because I listened to it while I was in the cell culture. And I listened to it on the way home and on the way to work. And then I also listened to it on the train on my way from the city where I work to my hometown. So yeah, I got through a lot of it and I got to 71%. And I'm not loving it. I'm definitely not loving it. And so we have this serial killer that is called Manx, and he kidnaps kids and takes them to Christmas Land, which he says is a magical place where kids are always going to be happy, and it exists in his head, but he actually does take the kids somewhere. And in the beginning of the book, we have Vic, who had a run-in with Manx, but she was able to escape. And now, in the present, Manx has kidnapped her son. And so, obviously she wants her son back, and we're dealing with all of it. And there are also, other magical elements about, Vic herself and, some other characters around her. I'm not loving it. I was interested in the beginning. I thought it was definitely an interesting premise, but it's moving very slowly. That thing of Manx kidnapping Vic's son, it's in the synopsis, so I expected it to happen, early-ish on in the book, but it happened at, 60% into the book. So we were just, I don't even know what we were doing for this long, but I just know that I am not loving it. It's kind of slow. I am not that, invested in it. I am curious to see how it ends, but also, I'm not that invested. I could just not pick it back up, That's what I mean. So yeah, that's how it's going. I have, 30% left in audiobook time. I have 2 hours left at the speed that I listen to. So I will hopefully finish it by the end of the weekend, but I'm not loving it. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, that's all really. I'm not sure when I last saw you. I think it was Wednesday maybe. So Thursday and Friday was just normal days of work, and then Friday, yesterday, I came back to my hometown, And today I was, like I said, gonna film, but we ended up being out of the house the whole day. And then I came home, I went on my run and showered, had dinner, and now I'm here. So that is literally all that has happened. And yeah, that's it. I will, like I said, film hopefully my video tomorrow, and it's about like whether I liked my anticipated releases or not. And like I already have all of my notes because I prepared it last night because I thought I was gonna film today, but I didn't. But at least like I have all of that work done. I just need to like actually film it and obviously edit it. But yeah, it's ready to go. And also like I filmed all of my updates for like other videos, so I'm also good on that front. And yeah, that's all for now. I think I'm gonna try to read a bit of NOS4A2 still tonight, try to get through it, because I mean, if I still have 2 hours tomorrow, I probably won't finish it tomorrow, and I want to have it finished like tomorrow. So yeah, I need to do it. And yeah, I think that is all for now. I will not update this vlog tomorrow because if I do read, it's just gonna be this book, and I would rather just update when I'm done with it, or at least when I'm done with the week. Hopefully they will coincide. And yeah, I will talk to you on Monday to wrap up the vlog. Okay, so it is Monday and I am here to wrap up this vlog. And before we get into anything else, I did finish NOS4A2 last night. So yay for me. And now before we get into that, I have some books that I want to show you that I got. And I actually got them like on Wednesday of last week. And it was like the day when I filmed my update. And after I finished filming, I was like, oh, I forgot to show the books, but then I didn't want to film again, so I obviously didn't. But I got the fifth and the sixth books in the Red Rising series, which I am very excited about. I still haven't read the fourth, but I already have it, and I just want to, keep getting the books. And also, like, they look so good together. They're like, negatives of each other, and they're just so pretty. One of them is like really floppy and the other really isn't. Like this one is like really stiff, like honestly not the stiffest book that I've had, but pretty stiff, especially when we compare to this one that is like super floppy. I love floppy books, and I think this one is the fifth, which was a shock to me because like it looks like much bigger. So like I expected the sixth to be longer than the fifth. Actually, I guess not. But yeah, I got them. They're very pretty and I am very happy with them. And also another haul, I guess. I think I mentioned that like the Secret Santa of my lab started, and my Secret Santa is like giving me such amazing gifts because we don't just do like one gift at the end. Like we do a final gift, but we also do like various gifts from like the day that the draw is done until the last day. There are various gifts. And then on Thursday, when I got there, like my desk area was all decorated, like Christmassy decorations, and they're so cute. And yeah, I'm getting gifts every day. Like my Secret Santa is fantastic. And yeah, so on Friday, I got this really cute mug that says "Let It Snow," and it has like 5 chocolate Santas inside, and it was like inside of a like paper house that was so cute as well. And today I got another gift which was also inside of a house, and it was like tabs like for books, because on the message it says that like my Santa knows that I'd like to like highlight and tab books, and also more chocolate, but that is also at work. So yeah, I'm very happy with all the gifts. Like I love every single one of them. And yeah, just wanted to share that. Also, something that I forgot to share as well is when I finished reading, I think, Christmas with the Dead, that was actually my 100th book. So I reached my reading goal for this year, which I'm very happy about as well. And like, that's crazy because there was a time there where I was so behind that I wasn't sure I was even like gonna reach my goal, especially not like over 2 weeks before the end of the year. Like that was crazy, but I'm very happy about it. And now I am, already over my goal, which is yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. But now getting to Nosferatu 2. So I, like I said, finished it last night, and I actually, like, I read like half of what I had left on Saturday night after I told to you, and then yesterday I listened to a bit of it. Like I had maybe like 50 minutes left on the audiobook at the speed that I listened to, and so I listened to like 30 minutes of it while I went on my run, and it was not a pleasant experience because I wasn't really enjoying it. And then I finished the like 20 minutes that I had left once I got back to my place. And yeah, like I said, I wasn't loving it. It wasn't really the book for me, I guess, because I was just kind of bored. And like at the end, there was some action that was more, engaging. And I did overall like the magical elements that we got with Manx and Vic and another character. That was fun, that was interesting. But overall, it just really didn't work for me. It was not my kind of book. And yeah, that's it. I am sorry to end on this not as happy note after like all the happy things that I talked about. Like maybe I shouldn't have left the book review to the end, but it is what it is. Here we are, and let's wrap up what I read these 2 weeks. So I read The Trials of Empire, I read Candy Cane Kills Again, I read 12 Days of Christmas Horror, I read Nosferatu 2, and I read Christmas with the Dead. And that was 1,544 pages, which is great. It's, not the most I've read in 2 weeks, but it's still a great amount for me. I'm happy with most of the books that I read, and I'm happy with the 2 weeks in general because I had a lot of fun in this time. And yeah, that is everything for this weekly reading vlog. Well, it was 2 weeks, but we can ignore that. And thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe. And I will talk to you next time. Bye!